Now, China's probably not the first people lots of people would look at when they think about William Shakespeare, but as you're about to see, that could be wrong. The works of the bard already have quite a history there, but the country is now going through something of a Shakespeare revival. As part of the BBC's coverage of the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death, our China correspondent Stephen McDonald has been following a production of King Richard III from rehearsal room to the stage.
You may not recognise it immediately, but this is Shakespeare Chinese style. There's a big push on to spread the works of the bard throughout the Middle Kingdom. And Chinese productions are seizing his plays as their own.
Shakespeare doesn't only belong to the UK, he belongs to the whole world. So how do you truly integrate Shakespeare into any country? You add in the rich elements special to that place.
In this performance of Richard III by the National Theatre of China, there are plenty of cultural and historical references immediately understood by a Chinese audience.
On
the face of it, this seems like a Chinese play, but the story, characters and their lines are those of Shakespeare. I want China's culture and Shakespeare's culture to have a direct exchange and collision.
Local translations of Shakespeare have been dramatic, but in pretty standard language, which for some has lacked the poetry of the original English. Now, a team of 23 scholars has translated his entire works into a Chinese that they hope will really reach people.
How does a poet speak to the reader, to the audience? Okay, and so all of those lines should sound like poetry. This is a really very difficult problem to tackle.
So difficult that it's taken them 8 years to complete the project. You do have to wonder what Shakespeare would make of all this. Hundreds of years into the future, and his works are being performed in Chinese. I think he'd be thrilled. The language may be different, but the plots around the centre of power, the great characters and the universal themes, they're all there. And audiences here seem to be lapping up the lewd references, the murder, the betrayal and the political conspiracies as if they were unfolding in the China of today. Stephen McDonald, BBC News, Beijing.